So Jonathan Majors is a Virgo. His ex, Miss Jabari, is a Sagittarius. And Megan Good, his new flame, is a Leo. So it seems that he's attracted to fire signs. But it also seems that the Sagittarius is where he met his match. Now, comparing a young white female who likes to party and is living her best young life to Coretta Scott King, a civil rights leader's wife, a civil rights leader who changed the world, his wife, is absolutely ludicrous. Comparison in and of itself is mentally abusive. When people compare you to other people, especially people that you could never be like, you're a different race from a different culture, a different generation, is absolutely ludicrous, and it is abusive. And Virgos tend to be extremely abusive on their dark side. I am not talking about evolved Virgos. The really crazy thing about Virgos, they're ruled by Mercury, right? Just like Gemini. They will flip on you just like a Gemini will flip on you. Meaning that they're one way 1 minute and the next minute they're a completely different person. Just like Gemini, they are a dual sign. Dual signs flip the script a lot. They change a lot. They're great entrepreneurs because they can meet circumstances and change with ease. Nothing really seems to shake them. They can keep going and keep going despite obstacles, and they can change based on the different environments that they go into. They're like chameleons. So that's a strength. But the weakness about being a dual sign is that you could be completely sociopathic, bipolar, and crazy without the diagnosis. It's just in your astrological DNA. You're just not stable. You're gonna switch, and you're gonna switch it up a lot, and it's very scary to people, especially fixed people like Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio. We don't like that. If you're going to keep switching on us, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So I predict that him and Megan will not last very long. Now, the reason why him and Megan might go for a few more years is because Megan is a Leo, and Leos are ride or dies. Argue with me in the comment section. I know too many Leos, like Whitney Houston, my sister, some of my friends. They're going to stick with you through it all. They are major, major supporters. The supporting side of a Leo is their strength and their weakness, because it could be a great attribute, but it could also be self-sabotaging at the same time. So Leos, watch out for that. Watch out for that. Please protect yourselves. So anyways, we're talking about Jonathan Majors being a Virgo, his ex, Miss Jabari, being a Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius are dual signs too. Let's get back to that. So he thought he was going to be having other girls texting him while they're driving together in the car, and that Sagittarius wasn't going to say nothing or do nothing. If it's one of the fiery Sagittarius, okay, because there are some Sagittarius that are a little bit more, strategic and laid back in their approaches to things, but there are some Sagittarius that will get in that ASS. They will fight you back. They will call you out. We all know that they're very blunt. They will pop it off with you. They will be very confrontational. So he met his match in that. She, being a dual sign too, could be just as crazy as him. And that's why they kept fighting. Virgo and Sagittarius are good for a little while, but I'm telling you right now, if Virgo thinks that they can pull off their sadistic, overcritical antics with the Sagittarius, oh, you got another thing coming, baby. They're not going for it. Because that Sagittarius will pull a you on you real fast. And if that Sagittarius woman saw that other woman were texting him and he was being unfaithful, you better believe she had a hidden roster. Sagittarius women can be very promiscuous if they want to. And they don't care. They can disconnect their body from their feelings. They can have detached sex, just like a man. So best believe as soon as she saw that, she was like, oh, that's what we're doing. Okay, that's what we're doing. So the partying part is the Sagittarius being, Miss Jabari was known to be a party animal. She's young and she likes to go out. You can't tell her otherwise. You're not going to be able to tell that Sagittarius woman that she can't go out and enjoy her best life. Absolutely not. An evolved Sagittarius woman, you can't really tell her what to do. She's not going to, his authoritative stance on her and telling her she needs to be like Coretta Scott King is only going to make the Sagittarius woman more rebellious, and it's going to fuel her to be less like Coretta Scott King. Because how dare you? How dare you compare that Sagittarius woman to Coretta Scott King? Coretta Scott King was a Taurus and she's a Sagittarius, and she has no ambition whatsoever to be like a Taurus woman. She does not care. So people think that Miss Jabari, Jonathan Majors' ex, was weak for dealing with him, but she was fighting back. She's like, no, you're gonna tell me what to do, tell me I can't go out, tell me I need to be like a civil rights leader's wife, and then you get to text people you get to text other women and cheat on me? No, I'm snatching that phone and we're running down the street, baby. Okay? As toxic as it may sound, a lot of women who are in abusive situations who fight back seem like toxic women because they're not sitting there taking it and being calm, and their way of reacting is a little bit more fueled and fiery. Doesn't mean that they're toxic. It means that they have more pride. They have more pride, and they're going to snap back faster than a woman who may be more calmer in her approach on how she's going to deal with the abusive man. So Megan might be a good candidate for abuse. I don't like to say things like this, but she seems to be more docile partly because she's in the love bombing phase with this Virgo man. Okay. He's showing his appreciation. He's doting over her. He's amping her up and hyping her up, her character and her beauty in the media, right? So she's going through that phase right now. But best believe when he gets as comfortable with Megan as he was with his ex, that mask is going to come off and he's going to start comparing her. In fact, he already did. He already said in an interview recently, I think it was on one of the major news outlets, he did an interview and he said that now Megan Good is his Coretta Scott. So he has some idealization and obsession with Coretta Scott King, which to me is very random and odd. And now he's making Megan live up to that. See, abusive men don't love you for you. They love you for who they idealize you to be. Let that sink in. And if you fall short of their fantasy figure that they want you to be like, the criticisms are going to come. And if you all know a Virgo, those criticisms don't stop, baby. They're 24/7. Every day of the week, you are getting cut down to size. They can disguise it in a joke too. You know they're the best comedians in the world, the most charming people in the world. They will laugh you right out of your panties, baby. Virgo men are very magnetic, charming, and funny. And for an Aquarius, with that intellect that the Virgos have and that charm and that sense of humor, they enthrall me. I try to stay away from Virgos because, look, they enthrall me with all those good attributes. But I know there's a dark side, and I don't want to get into that because I saw a woman get dragged down the street by a Virgo man. I've seen one of my neighbors murdered by her Virgo husband. These people are on the top 5 of the world's most notorious serial killers for a reason. Check out that video I have on my channel as well. So you guys, remember, comparison is abusive. Nobody should be comparing you to anybody, especially a civil rights leader's wife, when y'all ain't even in the justice field. Y'all are in the entertainment business. It's night and day, baby. It's night and day. He's trying to put you into his fantasy. And as Sam Bankin would say, one of the experts at narcissistic abuse, he would say that it's called a shared fantasy. And now Jonathan Majors, the abusive little Virgo that he is, in his dark side, not all y'all are abusive, okay? Just calm down. Is trying to get Megan Good to be in that shared fantasy heat of him being Martin Luther King and her being Coretta Scott, which is never going to happen. Never going to happen. But hey, I give him a few years. The love bombing will end and Megan's going to get the real Jonathan Majors. and she'll never be Coretta Scott King, and he's going to remind her of that every single day. So I look forward to seeing the TMZ videos with them fighting in the streets as well. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section.